What's up, y'all? This is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. Got Teleco in here doing some work with the goats. We got 2 more goats that we picked up last night. As soon as I find them, I try to get them if I can find them. Females in pairs that were naturally raised. I don't want no bottle fed goats. Teleco? Teleco! Teleco, no! We still work to do. Come here, boy. Sit. But I wanted to make this video just to show a little bit of progress. He was running them. I've got him to where he's not running them as often, but now I'm in here with him. But also somebody told me, a guy I've been talking to, told me that getting a bulldog to work as a livestock guardian is a lot easier than getting a bulldog to become a catch dog. And I had to quit talking to the guy after he said that, because no matter what I done, it wasn't good enough for him. You know, he laughed at me when I said I was doing some goat work with the dog, or with the dogs. And you know, this is a guy that wants all his dogs and his dogs' pedigrees to be certified catch dogs, come from certain lines, but he don't do catch work, and then he ends up having to get rid of his dogs because his dogs come from a working line, a really good working line, but he's not working them, and then his dogs are chasing neighborhood cats and things like that. So buy a dog that comes from a breeder that's doing the type of work that you want to do with it. You know, me personally, if I can get to where I want to go with my dogs, I mean, they're going to be a little bit more calm than what a typical catch dog is. So they would do well as a family companion as long as you're being somewhat active with them. But anyways, just an update video. As you can see, I'm sorry if I got loud in the video. I'll try to edit that part down a little bit, but I had to call him off. He's struggling because a bulldog wants to catch. I mean, that's just, to me, the way these dogs are right now. Now, and I can't speak, I don't have 50 years experience in these dogs, but to me, how these dogs are right now, that comes natural to them. I mean, now whether or not when they get hit in the mouth, if they want to get up and continue to do it, that's another thing. But initially, they're going to want to chase and catch, a lot of them. Now, Teleco didn't want to necessarily catch the first time that he was working the goats, but now he does. And it seems like once a dog catches, no matter what it is, they backtrack. You know, you lose progress a little bit because they enjoy the catching part of it. Same way with Nealon. Once he was allowed to catch pigs, shoot, couldn't let him in there with the chickens. It's like we took one step forward and got him to be able to do another job, but then on the other job we took 3 steps back. So anyways, just, you know, I'm real big on wanting to create a farm line dog. Sorry, let me zoom out. And but there's no way that I can work all of my dogs full time at it, because I have more dogs right now than I have goats. So what we're doing to help everybody understand, especially for an upcoming breeding next year, is Teleco is going to be one of our studs next year that we use. I don't know how many breedings I'm going to use him on, but for sure one. So he's going to be my main project. The females that I'm going to take him to, I will have them work with the goats and the chickens, and you know, just to make sure that they can do the job. But Teleco's our stud, so like I said, he's gonna be the one that mainly does it. But every one of our dogs will be tested in some form or fashion that way. But Teleco is gonna be tested the hardest because he's gonna be bred to more dogs than our females are gonna be. It just makes sense to me to have your stud dog do that type of work, or at least more of that type of work than your females. Teleco, if I haven't already announced it, Teleco and Iris, their health test came back. 210 on Teleco, 211 on Iris, or maybe vice versa. All cleared. So now what we're working on is, making sure they turn out good, doing a little bit of work with them. Iris is actually turning out to be really good. I'm gonna walk down here so we can at least show Teleco with the goat, see if he can restrain himself. The other dogs are probably gonna bark and yap, so I'm not gonna get in their line of sight just yet. But Iris, I really like Iris. She's turned out to be a small dog, but she's got legs on her. A lot of people think that can't happen. Or you got a leggy dog, well, it's a tall dog. Well, Iris is just turned a year old 2 days ago, July the 3rd. And I haven't weighed her or measured her height, but she's probably 21, 22 inches tall, and she probably weighs 55 pounds. I'm hoping, and 55 pounds, that's probably max. She's in between 50 and 55. Now this is a work in progress, so we're gonna see what Teleco does. Teleco's in here with them, and he's not really, right now, phased by them. I've got onto him a few times. You gotta scold your dogs, but you can't scold them too hard because they may lose all confidence. So when they do something you don't like, correct them right away, and then when they show progress and they do something a little bit better, praise them for it, but don't overly praise them for it. I ain't no master expert trainer by any means. It's just what I do. We're actually gonna do a little bit more work. I'm gonna walk close to the goats because the goats are gonna run for me. And what I'm gonna do is just call Teleco off of them. I'm gonna go ahead and forewarn you. I got some dogs out, as you can see. Some of them's in the kennels. They're gonna get loud. I apologize, it's just part of owning several dogs. So we'll get the goats to move. As you can see, well, you can't see, Teleco's right behind me. Now that little black goat is pretty friendly. The other ones ain't. I might be able to get pretty close to them. Well, she's gonna let me, she's gonna let me come right up to her. So they moved, Teleco was right behind me. I just want them to get used to each other. I want the goats to run without Teleco wanting to chase them. And anytime he does, I'm gonna correct him. All right, the goats are on the move. Teleco's still right behind me. I'm just trying to get them. Let's go over here to these younger goats. Come on, Teleco. He's usually a good dog about staying by your side. He's a good chore dog. You can let him out to the fence and walk around the property with him and do whatever. He usually is gonna stay right by your side. Just a second ago, before I cut the camera back on, Teleco came darting at me. I didn't realize what it was. I was looking at my phone, and that black goat was right up on me. She's pretty curious. Teleco ran her away from me. Well, not much accomplished here. I'm just trying to get as much movement and corrections in as possible because I'm fixing to step outside the gate or the fence. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and try to put that on film. All right, the fence is on. Let's see if y'all can see it. You hear it clicking. Teleco's getting him some water. He's in here by himself. And I'm almost positive he's gonna do something that he knows he shouldn't be doing. Now, he ain't got hit by that fence yet. For some reason, the fence is losing power. I've probably got something interrupting it somewhere in here. Good boy. Oh, well, that's still powerful enough to make a bulldog squeal. Get away from that fence, boy. See, this is his first time being in the fence by himself. When I was in there, it wasn't on because I had to crawl back over it. Still ain't got the gates. I mean, so far, he's still staying by me, so I'm probably gonna have to get away from the fence or out of his sight. But I don't know, those of y'all that watched the last video about the goat setup, you can already tell the difference. I just had 3 little few-month-old pygmy goats in here with much more space than just around these trees. So we wasn't doing any really intensive type grazing or browsing, and they cleared it out pretty good. If I really wanted them to take care of it, I could just run another strand of fence and cut them off and make them stay up here, and they would have no choice. But I'm gonna step away and try to film from afar. If I can catch Teleco doing anything he ain't supposed to be doing, I'll try to get it on film. I know you want to chase them goats, boy. I was trying to hide. Teleco came around the corner. So this is about 45 minutes after the initial time that I put Teleco in here, and the goats are out by themselves doing a little bit of browsing, the older goats. And now I'm going to go up here and see if I can see what Teleco is doing. See what them younger goats are doing. I can see the younger goats. Younger goats are right there under the tree. Teleco's up here by him. He don't hear me yet. This is good. There's Teleco. Come here, buddy. There he is. So I've got some fence lines to spray. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna come back. Teleco's gonna stay in here. Now, I don't know a whole lot about goats, but one thing that I know for sure is gonna help out, especially with this area right here, is the goats don't mind the sun. For whatever reason, the goats just don't mind it like a dog does. A dog will go out in it, you know, but he'll find the shade when he's not doing nothing. If he ain't working, he'll find the shade. So this is gonna help out. So ideally, I'd like Teleco to just chill like he's doing. We got water in here. Baby goats are unsure right now. They're still trying to get a feel for everything. They got bigger goats in here with them, and they got a bulldog in here with them. So ideally, the goats go out and do their thing. Teleco hang out in the shade. You know, every so often, it'd be nice for him to run the fence line, just to make sure everything's good, and then go back and do his thing. To me, that's a livestock guardian dog. I don't need a dog that's gonna ruin the goats all the time or catch anything. But what I do need is when something tries to come in here, Teleco's on it. And he does have the courage to do that, so we'll see. I'll give one more update to finish this video. I'm gonna go do some fence spraying. Man, if that right there ain't a good sight to see. I came up, see the 2 little white goats to the right. There, Teleco's propping his head up. It's been 3 hours, and I think we're on our way. He's learned that he doesn't have to run them. He can let them do their thing. They're in this fence. He's in this fence. And I've checked on him periodically. So today is a good day. I finally decided we just need to let him be by himself with the goats and see how he reacts. And he reacted, you know, at first he wanted to chase them. Then off camera, you know, I stopped him and corrected him, and then I let him get calm. That's when I turned the camera on, and as y'all seen in the first little clip, he started to run. But I was able to correct him again by just calling his name a couple of times. So we're on our way to proving that True Bulldogs can be livestock guardian dogs, and it's not the easiest task, believe me. Not all of my dogs can do this. He possesses calm temperament, but he don't like nobody messing with his area. He's protective too. And if I can ever get a chance to show him display that, then I'll do that as well. You can hear his daddy barking in the background. He wants to be up here with his goat so bad he can't stand it. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Let me know what y'all think.